Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to another month of FEH Freebies. This time we are here for September, and we are starting things off with Alir and Salene's battle, which we saw on the calendar, and even then I thought was an odd choice because it really just makes more sense to pair Salene with Chloe, you know, her retainer that's in the game. And what do you know? Here she is. Why they made it Alir and Salene instead of Salene and Chloe, especially when they could have just had this same banner anyway, is a mystery to me, but the end result is the same. We have Salene, Alir, and Chloe, and also in another classic case of IS having weird timing with these things, Alir is up, and oh wow, there she is yet again. So yeah, that's just interesting. But we have Salene and we have Chloe, so we're gonna go for Alir on this one. Starting the month off, well, with disappointment, I guess. Between the two, I think Salene is a slightly better pickup, so we'll go for her. She has Canto control, which could be helpful to have as an available option in the future. And so we just got Basilio, so moot point, but yeah, hopefully we get some better stuff coming up. Alrighty, for Weekly Revival 69, nice, and Weekly Revival 37, we're gonna go for our girl Selkie on this one, and on this one we finally got Dimitri, so we don't need to go all in on this one for Dimitri, but I think we'll try for probably Claude. Try and get a merge on him, I guess. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull colorless here. And I do kind of want to pull for Selkie, but because she actually isn't going to rerun for a while, I don't think within like the next 6 months she has another revival banner, which is kind of lame. But I do have some orbs that I could spend, but I'm not sure that I really want to go all in right now. I want to kind of save back up. But I think we can pull both the blues here. Because I do still want to work towards a plus 10 Selkie. And I do have fodder ready for her, but I just can't really go all in right now, I think. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind before this banner ends, and then I'll look like an idiot later on, but we'll try for Selkie here. Yeah, come on, give us the girl! No, unfortunate. It's Roche. One of the cooler lances we could have gotten, but just not who I was hoping to see here. We have a very cool banner for returning Ascendant and Rearmed Heroes. Don't particularly need any of these right now, but it is a pretty cool set of characters. Probably go red, hoping for an Ascendant Fur. And she's also with Leaf, who I don't have, so either of them would be great, but all of these are good. I actually just happen to have all the other ones, actually. Yeah, I've got Ishtar, I've got Aiden, we got Air, I got several Fjorms. Wouldn't mind another merge for her if there's no reds. I've got Celica, and I've got Joshua. I didn't actually go for most of these characters, but they just kind of popped up. But we'll try for red since we're missing both of them. But all of these are pretty solid pulls. So we got the one red, which is perfect. We'll just go ahead and take that as our freebie. Hope for something cool. And what do we have here? Show yourself. Oh, it's not either of the Ascended or Rearms, but it is a Kit Kat. Yep, there we go. She's very cute. So not a bad freebie, but definitely not quite as exciting as the focus units. She is plus speed, but I think my current one is already plus speed, so it doesn't really matter too much. Alright, we have the Tempest Trial banner this time around, and we have our boy Claude. I'll just say now, I'm happy that he is finally getting an ult that Dimitri and Edelgard didn't decide to barge in on, because they actually each have like one alt more than him. Actually, I think Edelgard technically has two more alts than him. But it's nice to see Claude finally get something on his own without them like kind of barging in. So we're going to go for him because he's the only unit on this banner that's even remotely worth going for. So yeah, we got a colorless. That's good. Can't say that at this point base Claude is super helpful, but he does have lull fodder, which is not bad. So we got Forest. Very cute, but not super helpful at this point. We already have you plus 10. We do not need more. Another week, another ticket. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Blue orbs. We're going to pop that, hope for something good. Oh, yo, it's Dimitri. Well, I was worried about getting Dimitri merges for the plus 10 Dimitri, but he decided to be gracious and show up on the version that we don't have plus 10 already, so we do get some use from this. Pretty cool. Plus speed, I don't think we're going to be merging into this one, but still nice to get him. Definitely a lot of things worse in blue that I would have been less excited to see. Next, we have the Winds Offered banner, based off of the Wind Tribe from Fates. It has Claude, Dagger, Katria, Orochi, and Kagero. And overall, I would actually say this is a pretty solid lineup of characters. Even if it's not a lineup that super appeals to me, I don't think there's anyone here who feels super out of place like there are on some of these banners. Although I am disappointed by the lack of Hayato. We did get Fuga from the Wind Tribe as the Tempest Trial reward, but sadly Hayato isn't here. He would have been fitting as well, and then I guess technically Rajat is also Wind Tribe, even though you probably don't really think of her as that. So she could have been on here, but I don't hate this lineup. With that said, the units don't super interest me. We do have Claude, who looks really awesome. Love his art here, and he does look very strong. He's got this new attack speed prime, which honestly, if I got him, I'd probably just put that on his summer version, so that his summer version, who already stacks bonuses with his menace skill, could just gain more power and then counterattack melee units, which works well with his damage reduction from Fallen Star. Would basically be a mini blue version of this alt, so wouldn't be bad. I could also get attack speed oath, which would be another option in place of the menace. So Claude would be a great pickup, even if I'd probably just fodder him to himself. And then we have Kagero and Orochi. They look solid. They have Remote Sparrow and Disarm Trap. I'd probably just fodder them for Remote Sparrow, since that is a pretty good skill. They also have Lethality, which is becoming a lot more common, I feel like. Doesn't Claude also have Lethality? Yeah, both of them have Lethality. That's funny. But they do look strong. Just not terribly interested in keeping them, and they're not a harmonic, so they don't really help for like resonant battles. And then Dagger also looks really good. She's got attack speed clash and alarm attack speed, so good fodder, and just looks strong as a unit as well. And then finally, we have Katria. Attack speed catch 3 and an SD far trace plus harsh command, so a lot of decent fodder. And then her bow, wow, that's a lot. I know that a lot of this is just taken up by skill effects, but null follow up and null panic plus stats is just all pretty solid for an inheritable. Like, even if an arcane would probably be better, that's still not a bad bow by any means. So with all that said, we're just going to go for Claude, I think. I think I'll pull any greens that pop up. Sweet, we got 3 of them. So we'll try and get a Claude. Again, I like Claude. He's a really cool character, and I'm happy that he has finally gotten something independent of Dimitri and Edelgard. Also, we got a Nagi here, which is not a bad pickup. That's free DC. Can't say no to that. But yeah, Claude has been behind the other two in terms of alts. And then when he got his summer alt, it was like, oh wow, Claude's getting something. And then it's like, oh, but also Dimitri and Edelgard are here too. So Claude is finally getting something to catch up to them, and he gets to have it all on his own, and I think that's really cool. So, yeah, wouldn't mind picking him up, but I don't feel like I need to go out of my way for him, because I do have that plus 10 Claude. I actually do think this outfit looks cooler for him, but just happy that he's getting some more attention. Don't think they needed a power creeped Fallen Star, honestly. Fallen Star is still, like, disgustingly good. I don't know why they had to make an improved version of that, but... Oh, wow, we got the Orochi. Here she is. Would you look at that? Yeah, not quite what we were hoping to see, but we got a nice consolation prize with Nagi here. We'll just call it there for now. Don't really need to rush on this banner. I'm still thinking about maybe coming and pulling for Legendary Alir for another unit that I want to build, so that would take priority, I think. But this banner doesn't go away anytime soon, so if I change my mind, we still have that as an option. For the Hall of Forms revival, I think we're just going to go for Felicia Merge. She just seems the most interesting one. I've already got her at +1. So getting a merge on her wouldn't be terrible. None of the options are that super important to me at this point, so just gonna go for her. So we got Violent. Wow, thanks. For Weekly Revival 76 and 38, I have all of these, so there's nothing that I'm gonna go out of my way to get. I think we'll go Catherine on this one and probably Lowen on this, but yeah, none of them are must-haves or anything. So just gonna pop these colors. Got a green, which is fine. Oh, and instead we got a Garrick, which is kind of nifty. Not amazingly helpful, but definitely could be a lot worse from the 4-star special pool. So we'll happily take that. And on this one, I'm going to go for red. Well, never mind. I guess we will go green by default. And what will we see here? Oh, just an Orochi. Okay. Not super good. Would have much preferred seeing a Ricken if we were going to get a demote green mage, but, you know, with that Garrick, we really can't complain. Alrighty, for this month's Legendary and Mythic Hero remixes, we have Hell and Mirabliss, and on the Hell banner, there's no one I'm super desperate for. I have a lot of these already. Technically, the only one where I'm missing both characters is Red, where I don't have Ryoma or Harid. But with that said, I think I find Alencia a little bit more appealing, so we're going to go colorless on this one, ideally. And then on Mirabliss, we have Mirabliss and Byleth sharing, which is really solid. Well, for me at least, because I don't have Mirabliss yet. And then green still isn't bad. We got Yoon and Hector for DC. Blue, not super exciting. Colorless is okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to go red, and I think I might pull any reds that pop up. I actually really wanted a Mirabliss to the point that on those Twitter revival polls, I was always voting for her every single time, and she held out there for a long time before eventually getting booted out. But maybe now that she's on the remix banners, I'll be able to pull one eventually. But we'll start with this one, and we'll go for colorless. As a backup, we'll probably go to red, but we got the colorless, so we'll just pull one of these. Try and get an Alencia, because her fodder could be pretty helpful for like Forest or Sakura. And so we got Fancy Gordon, who I constantly forget I have the Resplendent for. And then we'll move over here and we'll pull any reds because Mirabliss would be great, and Byleth is also a fantastic pickup as well. So we'll go ahead and pull both of these reds, hope for at least one of the two. Just Sunboy Morgan. Very cool, but not super helpful at this point. And red number 2 costs us a few orbs, but that is fine. We actually managed to save up a good amount. Because we keep getting stuff like Ogma. Wow. That doesn't make me feel like pulling. Thanks. So, yeah, unfortunately we didn't get Mirror Bliss, but maybe in the future on another remix banner I'll be able to snipe a copy, hopefully. For this month's new power banner, we have the Brave Heroes once again. I feel like we've gotten these guys like 4 times in the past like 3 months. We just keep seeing them. But now all of them are refined, so that's cool. I also have all of them now, so that's also cool. I don't have a huge preference on them at this point, since I did get Marianne. Honestly, I think I still kind of want another Marianne just so I have Unity fodder to mess around with. So I think we'll go colorless, but I just feel like I keep seeing these guys. Am I going crazy? Yeah, they reran on for like Hero Fest and then here. Yeah, I feel like there was another banner they were on too, but anyway, we got a Nana. Not too exciting, but that's fine. For the rerun of Bite of Flame, gonna go for Tana because she is another harmonic unit for resonant battles and whatnot, but also she does have decent fodder if I did want to get rid of her. Speed Def Hold and Attack Speed Catch, I could put both of those on Seteth and it'd be pretty nifty to have. If there's no green, probably blue is backup. Godlike Reflex is also pretty good fodder to have. Even Moonspell wouldn't be terrible, but we're just going to go for the 1 green. Well, never mind. Alright, we'll go for the 1 blue, I guess. And it's just an Obero. Thanks. An infantry lance that has not aged quite as well as Lyn, I would say. For this month's new heroes banner, we have Rearmed Plumeria and more. And this is actually a pretty okay banner. There's nothing that I'm super desperate for, but the banner itself is pretty good. We have Plumeria as a rearmed dancer. She brings the rearmed blue tome, which there's no one that I can think of off the top of my head that I really want this on. It'd probably be an upgrade for Robin, just off of being an arcane weapon, but even he can't really make full use of it because it deals damage based off 15% of units attack, and in case you forgot, Robin's attack is not very good. But yeah, it would still probably be an upgrade for him, but not really an upgrade that's like, ooh, I gotta rush out to get this. But yeah, not bad by any means. And she also has Stillwater 4, Def Res Ploy 3, which is a new skill that negates a lot of annoying effects like exposure and grand strategy, which is pretty nice. And then she also has Wings of Mercy 4, which I kind of want to get for Ajora, but like realistically it wouldn't be worth putting on her because we wouldn't be getting the arcane weapon. She can't really use Stillwater, and the Def Res Ploy would be kind of wasted with her low res stat, so it wouldn't really be worthwhile to go for Wings of Mercy from her. If anything, I'd probably be better off putting it on Nils, honestly. But she is cool. Would love to have her just off of being a rearmed unit, another dancer, and we could save that tome for someone else in the future who maybe wants it. Then we have our second ever male Ascendant Sed, only like a year and a half after the last one. It was, Ascendant Joshua, and then nothing during that time. But Sed comes in with Attack Speed Ideal and Special Spiral 4, and the new Infantry Pulse 4, which gives special charge to the unit themselves as well, which just makes IP chains even more disgusting. But of course it is premium, so you'd be spending a lot on that. Kind of, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of interesting. They gave it to him with fairly low HP. I mean, that's kind of high HP compared to a lot of the more modern min-maxed units, but that is still relatively low. You would have expected him to have higher HP for that, but yeah, he looks solid. but again, not someone that I desperately need to get. And then we have Feeble, or Feeble, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's super adorable. I love his art. He looks super cute. I love him dearly, and if he was a demote, we would be plus 10ing him, even though I don't know him from his actual game. But alas, he is a 5-star, and so we will not be doing that. But he comes with Speed Res Hexblade, which is okay, but it's kind of the same thing with a lot of the like Speed Res or Speed Def skills, where it's just like, not many units are going to want that over a attack speed variant, so just kind of weird. His res isn't even that good, so I don't know what they're going for with that. And then he also has physical null follow-up. I feel like they just wanted to give him a Hexblade skill, but they thought attack speed Hexblade would be too good for him, so I guess he does get some res off his bow, but it's not like an amazing amount of res or anything. It's just 5, so interesting, but definitely not the star of the banner here. And then finally is Fee, going along with Faye and Faye. Just, yeah, she is a demote. She does have aerobatics, which is still pretty okay, and could be good if we get aerobatics 4, which is probably not too far off. And then drive speed fodder, still not a terrible budget C skill. Same with reposition. Not as in demand as they used to be because there's so many units that have reposition, and it's not nearly as hard to find a good C slot as it used to be, but still not terrible stuff. But with all that said, we're gonna go blue for the chance at Plumeria and Feeble, who I keep forgetting is actually color sharing. You know, that's probably the reason they made him kind of just not very good in terms of fodder, is because you do technically get him with Plumeria here. Yeah, we'll go for him. Again, I really wish he was the demote, because having a blue infantry archer would actually be kind of cool. It'd definitely be unique among my units, but alas. Yeah, we got one blue to start with. Should I pull any blues that pop up? I don't desperately need Plumeria, so probably not. Yeah, it is kind of tempting just because she looks cool, but not really worth spending the orbs on. We start with a Sully. Oh, backup, of course, is green for Sed. But, yeah, we're just gonna pull one blue every wheel. Yeah, it's actually good they didn't put a red on this banner, because there's a bit of a backlog on red, so good that they're letting the other colors catch up a little bit. Also, speaking of a lot, we have hit, with this banner, the 1000th hero in Fae, which is kind of impressive, actually. It's a lot. There's a lot of characters. That is Patty, who is not actually on the banner. She's like a direct emote, but... Oh, just a regular corn. Her Resplendent throws me off still. But yeah, just a... that's a lot of heroes. I wish they increased our barracks to go along with that, but alas. And let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Plumeria, please. No. Yeah, it's a little sad that this rearmed tome is like based off of your attack, because a lot of units who would want a rearmed tome, a lot of the older units like Robin or Odin, just don't really have the attack stat to fully utilize it, and that's a little unfortunate. I feel like rearmed tomes should be a little more generic, or rearmed weapons should be a little bit more generic to allow older units to actually take advantage of them, but, you know. IS is going to do what they want to do, and sometimes you just kind of have to accept that, I guess. And we did not get Sed, but we did get another 5-star green mage, although putting 5-star in quotation marks, because A, he's 4-star special, and B, even at launch, Lou really kind of wasn't really a 5-star. Not in terms of stats or kit or anything, but I do like him. I like his art okay, so he's fine to get. He does have Rally Up Res, which is decent fodder, but we will take him. Yeah, not quite as good as the units on the banner, but hey, he was free. For Weekly Revival 70 and 39, no characters that I'm especially desperate for. I have literally all of them. So I think on this one we're going to go for Male Chris, and on this one we'll go for Makoto. So just gonna, well, never mind, no Makoto. Ophelia as our second pick, I think. More for being on blue than anything else. And we'll see what we get here. Just a Mordecai. Okay. Nothing too exciting. I feel like we just had these two banners like relatively recently. Weird. And on this one we were going to go red. So let's see, what have we got? Oh, whoa, yo, that's way better. Talk about an upgrade. We got Brave Robin. That is fantastic. Wow. I considered picking him as my Brave pick this year. Soren just stood out the most to me in terms of unique mechanics. But Robin is still very powerful, very annoying unit. Whoa, plus attack too, very nice. But in the end, I kind of shied away from him just because infantry sword, you know, as good as he is, he's probably the most easily replaceable class in the game at this point. So, you know, I didn't go out of my way to pick up Robin, but I cannot say that I'm disappointed to see him here. He also has attack, speed, finish, the new Gambit skill that hurts my head, and his personal tip the scales skill. So yeah, very, very fantastic free pick. Very much more excited about this than I would have been for Chris, so we will happily take that. Thank you, Weekly Revival. For the rerun of Scions of the 12, I think we're just going to go for Fluffy Hat, Larce. So we're going to pull green, perfect. And try and get her because Frenzy Fodder could be helpful in the future. Not something I specifically need right now, but it's not like I needed any of the other things. Instead, we got Hawkeye. Oh, Mr. No Shirt. What are you doing here? I have so many of you. What am I going to do with more? For heroes with catch skills, we have our boy Sylvain. We also have Zeke. I couldn't remember if it was Zeke or Sirius or Camus. And then we have Cyrene, who was just on the legendary banner, I think. So kind of surprised that she's back so soon, but I guess we're gonna go for her. I don't really need her fodder, but I would get dragon flowers from going for her, so we'll pull a red and see what we can get off that. We didn't have a chance at blue anyway, which would have been my backup color. Sylvain is cool, but you know, he is a 4-star, so didn't need to go for him. Said we just got an Ares. That's fine. I wasn't terribly desperate for anything here. Alright, we have something special in the middle of this free summon session. We have the many tickets we received for reaching 1,000 total heroes. And yeah, it took me a while to collect all these actually because I had to wait on getting the last one from my Aether raids because I already planted crops, and I don't know why they tied that to a ticket of all things, but yeah, I had to wait a little bit to get that because I already planted everything for that week. But now we have all the tickets, and we have 2 tickets from last week's Arena Assault and this week's Arena Assault. So I thought it'd be fun to have a rapid fire round where we just redeem all of these at once. I thought about making it its own individual video, but I thought it'd be more fun to just do a rapid fire thing, and I don't really have anything to say to really stretch out a full video anyway, so let's go! So right off the bat, no color or no blue, so we're going to start with green. In order, I think we're going blue, green, colorless, then red. That's normally the order I go with for these arena tickets. And we got a Brave Ike, who is one of the units that I was most excited to see from green potentially. Getting very close to that accidental plus 10 Ike, which is pretty cool. So great start. And number 2, we got blue this time, so let's go ahead and grab that, hoping to see a Selkie. But yeah, 1,000 heroes. I think I think that's a Harden. Yeah, there's Harden. Not super helpful for us, but you know, all of these are free, so can't be too picky about them. But yeah, 1,000 heroes is kind of surprising. It's amazing that FEH has kept it together that long. I didn't really think that we'd reach long enough to see 1,000 heroes, but it is cool that it happened. Also, we have Shiro, who's a pretty nifty pickup. I wish he was a little more useful. I guess I could probably give him an arcane lance now and maybe build him as a defensive lance unit, but I don't know. I think it's a little too late for that when I've got Dimitri as an infantry lance. But yeah. Yeah, it's cool that FEH has lasted long enough to see 1,000. I kind of didn't expect it, but it is nice. Ooh, a Brave Lucina. We can definitely use her, actually. I do use her. She's getting up there in merges too, actually, which is pretty nice. I actually do use her on Aether raids to support my units, so not a bad pull. Plus HP. Actually, I need to check her stats. I might actually want to swap her to plus HP because it would allow things like Infantry Pulse and Sudden Panic as options for her. So I may actually keep and merge into that plus HP one. I think my current one is like plus speed, but she doesn't really fight that much, so the HP might actually be more helpful for her. And this wheel we got no blues, so we will pull that green. Hope for another Ike. Wouldn't mind that, actually. Nope, Deke, I think. Yeah, Ike, Myrrh, and Sonya are all in like a race to see who's going to accidentally plus 10 themselves first, because all 3 of them are, I think, they're all over the plus 5 mark, so they're getting up there in merges. In fact, I think Ike is maybe like 1 or 2 away, so he's in the lead, I think, but Myrrh and Sonya aren't that far behind. Oh, it's Rajat. She got a pretty nifty refine, if I recall, but I don't like her enough that I wanted to rush out and dust her off and put her to work, but if she ever got enough merges, we could look into it, I guess. I don't have anything inherently against Rajat, but I do think Tharja's just a more interesting character. So, Deirdre, I think? Yeah, Deirdre's also getting up there in merges. I think she's at like probably plus 4 now, so she's getting there. Not a bad pickup, even if she's not my most wanted to see. But we want to see a Selkie. Oh, another Hinoka. I think I got her last month too, off these arena tickets. Cool, but I'd rather get plus 10 of the Kinshi Hinoka on colorless. Alright. Show me Ike or Myrrh or Sonya just because it'd be funny. Oh, Fallen Leon. Alright. That's kind of cool. Not bad. One of the slightly more useful fodder options, I'd say. I think he had Null Sea Disrupt, so that has bridge fodder options now, which is nice. Oh, Tana. Tana's also got a decent number of copies. I think she's like around plus 4 or plus 5 now. Cool, but still not my Fox girl. 2 left. 2 more chances at a Selkie. The game really doesn't want me to have her. Oh, Brave Hector. That's a fantastic pull as well. Brave Hector is another character that I've considered trying to go all in on for the plus 10. Although I'd want to get a few more copies off of weekly revivals before I actually commit to that. But he is still just held up really well. Always a reliable unit, that Hector. And Hector's just a cool character. I liked him a lot in Blazing Blade. But all his versions are so premium. Give us another Hector or Selkie. Either one. Both. Off of one orb. I'm manifesting it. They're gonna come together as a duo hero. That's oh wait, no, is that Azura? Did she Azura? No. Azura, we already did the plus 10 Azura. What am I gonna do with another Azura? This is actually useless. This is literally useless. I'm going to give speed plus 3 to my legendary female Alir, and she's gonna be so fast. That's what I'm gonna do with this. Azura, what am I supposed to do with you? This is literally useless. Literally useless. It had to happen eventually. I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen sooner with a random female Morgan. Like, I've somehow dodged female Morgan for literally, like, I think 3 or 4 years, which is really funny. But it had to happen eventually where we got one of these random plus 10s with useless fodder as a freebie, so it just finally happened. That's especially insulting, though, because I spent a lot of orbs chasing that last merge for Azura, so I'd like a refund, please. Still, that was a lot of really nice pulls off of that rapid fire round. I'm not going to look forward to editing that onto the side of the video. Alright, actually real quick, I wanted to just see some of these units here that we've got. So Ike is currently unmerged, but we have 6 up to plus 7 on him with that new copy. So 1 off of what I thought. I thought he was at like plus 8, but I keep overestimating him because I had a few copies that I used for fodder. I think he would actually be at plus 10 if I had the 2 copies that I used for fodder now, so oops. But Hector is now able to reach plus 4, which is very nice. He's getting there. And then Tana, with that extra copy, goes up to plus 4. She could actually be plus 5 with this copy, but I am saving her just in case I really want guidance fodder. But she could potentially be plus 5. And then Deirdre is also at plus 5. Shiro is able to reach plus 3. Don't use him as much, but I still do like him a lot, so not bad. And then Lucina, I forgot, every single Lucina I've gotten has been plus defense, which is not what I actually wanted. I thought she was plus speed, but no, every single one has been plus defense, so I keep merging into that. But I think I actually do prefer that plus HP for potential support. So now she is at plus 5. And then I actually have dupes of like every other character that we pulled, but they aren't characters that I'm like actually merging, so I've just got them sitting in the reserve barracks, so it's not really worth checking them right now. And then here's that Azura. For the rerun of To Stay Dreaming, we're gonna go for Sigurd. Backup is probably Quan, though definitely want to see red for Sigurd. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I'd still love to have a plus 10 Sigurd, but sadly, it's not very realistic with his myriad of 5-star versions. Speaking of 5-star, there we go. There is one. It's not the Sigurd we were hoping to see, but we got free Nemi. We even not counting those bunch of arena tickets, we've gotten some 5-stars just randomly. We got Robin, we got Nemi, we technically got Lou, though he's like a 4-star special, so he only kind of counts, but we still got him. And yeah, she doesn't have the greatest fodder. Joint drive res and speed res bond, not super useful, but you know, it's fine. And Nemi's cute. I liked her in Sacred Stones. I used her for a while. I don't remember if I took her with me to the end game, but I did use her for a while and I liked her. But yeah, not a bad pull. Not the greatest pull we could have hoped for, but definitely not bad. And she is plus speed, which means that if we hold on to her long enough, she'll get a refine and she'll probably be in a good position to use. So that's cool. That is pretty nice. For this month's Hall of Forms, we have Fallen Ninian, Hitari Carla, Thief Layla, and Legendary Lyn. Pretty good units across the board, but in terms of fodder, the only one that really stands out to me is Layla, so I think we're going to go for her. Lyn is probably our backup option just because I don't have her. I probably would go for her, but I already have a lot of Blazing Blade legendaries, so I don't really need her just to give me an option for that. Which is also why I'm not going to use a Forma Soul on her, even though she is kind of cool. But instead we don't get a choice of Lyn or Layla, so I guess we're going to go blue. I think I would slightly prefer Carla just because I don't have her, but I do have Ninian. But instead it's a Lucas. Well, what do you know, we got the Lance Infantry after all. Alright, we have a part 2 for the 1000 Heroes special event, which I didn't realize there was going to be a part 2 banner. We knew there was going to be a second half of the event, but I didn't know there was going to be a banner for it. And we have a bunch of Harmonic and Duo heroes, and we get some tickets and we get to pull for them. We're going to go red because I don't have Chrom or Altana. Most of these other ones I have at least one of them. The only other one is green, but I did technically have Roy at one point before I foddered him. But I have at least one of everyone else, so red is the best color because I could get a new character from either of them. But backup is probably green, yeah. All these heroes are a bit older, but they're still pretty solid, so definitely wouldn't mind picking them up. Yeah, we were going red, hoping for Chrom, but Edelgard would still be a very fantastic option. So let's see what we get this time. We got a Null. That is not a fancy hero. Yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to separate this banner from the other one and make it like a week later, but kind of interesting. Oh, no reds, unfortunately. Yeah, all these units are actually still pretty good. Oh, speaking of, here's Roy back. Cool. I actually liked using them, and I was a little sad when I foddered them, but now I can have them back and use them. Minus speed isn't great, but still. Yeah, I think I could put Flow Force on Chris, but I'll probably just keep them. They're pretty good, and having more harmonics for resonant battles isn't bad, but yeah, that's a really good pull. But even though all these units are good, they're all also kind of old, so they're not quite as exciting. And so I actually think I kind of prefer the other tickets where we just got like 10 guaranteed old units, because these are better old units, but they aren't guaranteed. So I don't know. I was excited with the 10 4-star specials. There was some good stuff there. Yeah, we did not get the Selkie, unfortunately, but we got some other good stuff, some other cool stuff. Oh, a second Ares. Nifty. That's sarcastic. I don't know if it's coming across, but I do not actually find Ares that nifty at this point. I did use him for a while, but now, And a Soleil. Well, that is still pretty nice. We got that Roy, and that is pretty nice as a freebie, so overall this event treated me very well. Next we have Fjorm and Nifl's Bound Hero Battle Banner, and we're going to go for Fjorm. Would just be nice to have another copy of her for either foddering or emerging. I still wouldn't mind necessarily getting her plus 10 eventually, though that's still kind of a long-term goal, but I think I might pull any greens that pop up, because I do like Fjorm a lot, and I want a plus 10 version of her, even though her Ascendant isn't my favorite design. It is the one that I've got like the most merges on already, so might be smartest to just invest in that, but we only got the one green, so we don't get a Fjorm, sadly, but that's fine. We've gotten a lot of other good stuff so far this month, so can't really be upset. For weekly revivals 77 and 40, on this one we're going to go Surtur just because I'm missing him, and on this one, Sara would give us return fodder, which would be nice to have, so that's what we're going to go for. I'll start with Surtur. We got one green, so that's good. Honestly, lots of greens I'd rather have than him, though. He's the most useful of these three, but I still don't particularly want him. But on the other hand, Sara actually would be pretty useful. I could definitely use return fodder, but instead, I guess we'll go blue. Yeah, Sara would have been way more useful. That's okay. Just a Tsubaki is fine, I guess. For the rerun of Splendid Soiree, I would like either Ishtar or Reinhardt. Either one would be great to have just another flying dancer. Don't have a huge preference between them. I think we'll go Ishtar. Her base kit is slightly better, I think, so we'll lean towards her, but either of them would have been great. Instead we got Laszlo, that's functionally useless, so good job. For the rerun of Performing Arts, we're only missing Olivia, so I think we'll go for her. Green as backup since there are 2 units there, but yeah, no colorless this time around. And it looks like we don't have anything too exciting on. Well, Sylvain is actually semi-new, so one of the more exciting things we could have pulled. Not too upset about that. Plus res. Not the best asset, but that's fine. Finally, to end the month off, we have the new legendary hero, Alencia. And this is a pretty good looking banner. All things considered, a lot of pretty good units here. Yeah, red Alencia comes with the new aerial maneuvers in addition to attack speed clash. Aerial maneuvers looks like it'd be a fantastic option on Seteth, and he'd also probably like attack speed clash as well. And of course, Alencia is also very strong with her with slaying, a brave weapon, and Canto all on this. That's a lot of stuff, and that's not even all the effects, but yeah, she looks very good, very strong. I am a little underwhelmed just because she just got an Ascendant earlier this year, like 6 months ago. I don't know why they didn't space that out better. It's just like Robin getting a Legendary and a Groom unit right next to his Brave version. Just sometimes IS is silly with their decisions. Would have liked to see her come a little bit later and be a little better spaced out, but she does look very strong. And she is joined by Hinoka, who is also still just a very annoying unit, and she has Wings of Mercy fodder, which I would love to put on Azura. Probably wouldn't, but it'd be tempting at least. And then finally on red is Chrom, also with that attack speed clash, speed def snag 4, and infantry speed tactic. Pretty stacked for a rearmed unit. Also has his arcane weapons, so all of red is pretty dang solid. On blue we have Saint Saros, and then Noah with Flow Guard and Alarm Speed Def, not quite as exciting. And then Gilliam with Vengeful Fighter 4 and Sturdy Stance and AD Near Save. Much more interesting. On green, probably the worst color for me personally because I already have Otur, Dagger, and Professor Byleth. all of them, so not as exciting. And then on colorless, we have Godo, Claude, and Fallen Maria, so pretty solid there as well. Yeah, maybe not the best lineup overall, but red and colorless both look pretty good. Blue is still okay. Green is actually pretty alright, just really bad for me personally. But yeah, so we're going to go red on this one and try and get something cool. Almost considered saying I'll pull any reds, but that didn't end up mattering because we only got the one red. And let's see what we are getting here. Just a Selena for reposition. Not the worst thing we could have pulled, but not the exciting end for this month. Oh, but wait, surprise. I actually did save my free summon arena ticket so we can end with a 5-star. So let us end with something cool, hopefully. Would love to see a Selkie or a Hector here. Oh, it's a Best Daughter Morgie. Literally useless. Sorry, I love her. She's still one of my favorites, but her fodder is very not good. It had to happen eventually. I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen sooner with a random female Morgan. I'm actually in amazement that I have lasted this long without getting a duplicate of her after getting the +10. I really expected it to happen before now. But yeah, this Morgan probably not going to be too helpful. Mirror Stance, Guard, and Attack Ploy. Not the most enticing of fodder by today's standards. But that's okay, we love her anyway. So we will take and turn her into a combat manual and leave her in the box somewhere. So anyway, that ends this month. Overall, pretty dang solid. Of course, we got all those guaranteed freebies from the 1000 hero celebration, but we still got a lot of other cool units along the way, especially that Brave Robin. So overall, this was a very, very solid month. I'm pretty pleased with this month's haul. So anyway, thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. Best of luck to you guys on your polls, whether they be free or otherwise. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon, signing out.